Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Kurt Roth, and this is the 505 Sports Venture Foundation program. We come to you each week to discuss what's going on at UNM Athletics and what the impact of name, image, and likeness is on the process of college athletics at New Mexico and around the country. I first want to thank Steve Davis, who graciously provides us this ability to come to you each week. Steve's up the chair in our office here at ProView Studios, high above Central Avenue. And to my left, behind the glass, is the inestimable Adrian from Norwalk, California, lifetime Dodger fan, incredible producer, and one of the best car guys in the state of New Mexico. So here we go. We're at a real important time in college athletics, or maybe it's always an important time, because there's this thing called the transfer portal, and that has caused all sorts of changes in the game. Well, as we wind down on UNM football, oh yeah, and we have a great guest, UNM football. We're going to discuss all that around UNM and the football and the Mendenhall era, and we'll be right back with that guest. But the transfer portal in football is December 9th, and the whole landscape's going to be shaken up. So you've seen the progress that's been made on the field here. Part of it is because of our efforts at 505 SVF, and we need your help. So check us out, 505sports.org. You can chip in. There's no such thing as any donation that's too small, $1, $5. You can go $20 a month to access our website. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to sell you some stuff, and we'll be right back with our special guest, so stay with us.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 505 SVF program. As you know, we the clock runs with no timeouts here, so we want to get right to our special guest. I'm really excited. I want to introduce Caleb Medford, number 12 on the New Mexico Lobos. Caleb, welcome aboard. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Very blessed to be here.
Okay, well, we're grateful to have you. Caleb is a team member, not only of the Lobos, but of the 505 SVF Collective, one of our valuable guys. And if you're following the Lobos, you're used to seeing number 12 flying across the middle, looking for the ball. We're going to get to this weekend and the future, but we'll get there slowly. We want to find out a little bit about you, Caleb Medford. Henderson, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Now, we've talked a little bit about that. That's somewhere between Dallas, right close to Louisiana, and Shreveport?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So, Henderson High School, you played how many sports?
I played 5 sports in high school.
Okay, tell us the 5 sports.
So, I played football, of course, basketball, golf, and track, and then baseball.
Okay. I know for a fact, I've heard rumors you were a really solid baseball player.
Really was.
Did you consider playing baseball after high school?
I did. I didn't have the offers necessarily, but I know I was always good from a very young age. Won a couple World Series, so yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, I always admire, or maybe even question, guys who decide to play football instead of baseball. Baseball, the ball moves pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
But in football, everybody's trying to hit you. I mean, right? That's their job. These guys, you're coming over the middle, guys are coming up. Like, that didn't factor into the fact that the guys are trying to knock your head off every play.
Of course. I mean, honestly, like, with baseball, like, it was something I did. Like I said, it was one of the first sports I really picked up with football. I mean, all at the same time. But, I mean, I really learned from my mom. My mom used to always come around and try to whoop me, like, just for little stuff that I would do. And I used to juke her out. So, like, I'm like, man, this kind of correlates to football. So, yeah.
So your mom, wait a minute, was your mom an athlete or just a mom?
Oh, yeah, no, she played basketball, softball. Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Oh, yeah,
okay.
she real deal.
So why was she coming after you? What were you? Were you a tough kid?
Yeah, I was a little bit. Kind of gave her a hard time, me and my brothers. And I'm talking about every time she used to try to whoop me, I would literally just run, juke her out, get out the way. Like.
Oh, boy. All right, I'll look to see some film on that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now you come up through, you're obviously a big-time athlete at Henderson High School. You're recruited to play college football. Tell us a little bit about who came after you.
I had a couple of nice, really Power 5 schools that were really interested in me, and I, fortunately went to TCU, and very fortunate to be there, and it was a great time.
Okay, so you did 2 years at TCU, or 2 years?
I did 3.5.
3.5, but
yes,
two football seasons.
2 football
really.
seasons. Yes,
okay,
sir.
So then it came time. You made a decision that you were going to move on.
Yes, sir.
You wound up at UNM.
I did.
How did that happen?
Well, Coach G and Coach Vincent really gave me an opportunity, and I was very blessed because that was the only opportunity I ever had coming out of the transfer portal. Like you said, it's very tough, and there's a lot of people that get stranded there. I was just one of the lucky ones.
All right, so they came out. Did you visit before you decided to come?
I did, but I automatically knew I was coming.
Okay.
But when I first got out here, I didn't heard this from a lot of people, but I was literally just like, where am I at right now? Like, literally, like, and I really loved it ever since I got here. My pops, my dad came with me, and we really enjoyed, like, the visit, just the people. It was very, very nice.
Well, I get this all the time from people in Texas.
Is
they
that-
don't even know where New Mexico is. They heard about it, unless they come skiing.
Nah.
But other than that, had you ever been to New Mexico?
I've never been.
Okay.
No, sir.
What was the biggest difference, like lifestyle-wise, or food? What was the whole deal? What was the culture difference?
I would definitely say just the food, and then just the very different, like, varies of people. I would say, I mean, they're very, very great people. I think the people that, like in Texas, like they're more like, I wouldn't say standoffish, but just like they do their own little thing. Here it's like everybody's kind of a tight-knit group, and a small part of town of Texas I come from, of Henderson, Texas, I feel like that was more of my like type of speed. It's very slow out here than in Fort Worth and Dallas area. Like, it's very fast-paced life. But here it's just, I mean, it's really nice. And the mountains especially, like, was one thing that got me was I'd never seen mountains in my entire life.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Pretty cool, especially when the snow's on them. Anyway, all right. So now you come to a new program. You got to get used to everything. Everything's different. What was the biggest change between TCU and UNM?
Just, resources. I wouldn't say nothing was really different, honestly, though. I think just being able to compete for a championship was one of the things that got to me, and just wanted to win ball games.
So football-wise, system-wise, not that big a deal to change, learn the whole setups, play calling. That was easy.
No, it was really easy.
Okay. So now, and we're coming up on a break, but we'll start a little bit. We switch from one coaching style to a completely different one. Now, did you know what was coming, or did you have to be sold to stay? What was that like when Coach G's unfortunately leaves?
Mm-hmm.
Now Bronco Mendenhall comes in. Did you know anything about him?
Like prior, he also recruited me as well, offered me a scholarship. I ain't really told him the story yet, but so I didn't really know much about him, but I knew like his wide receiver coach, and when he first recruited me was one thing that I was like, I never had no wide receiver coach ever talk to me or say certain things that he would say. Like, it was just like something that triggered my mind to think a little bit differently about him. And then when Coach Mendenhall got here, we talked about like the luck. Like, he was talking about we're gonna need luck, and I was just like, what we need luck for? Like, I done heard of luck, but like I never heard no coaches use it and say like we're gonna need it. And then like just everything that we got that we're doing now, and the game that we have coming up, like we might need a little luck. Like in this, some games that you probably be like, like there's no way we're supposed to win, and this just happens that we win. Like it's just crazy.
All right, well, we're gonna get a lot more into what's going on. We got 2 segments. Time goes 5. We're gonna get to Caleb Medford. We're gonna take a break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a minute with more from number 12.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Part 2 of our 505 SVF program. We're here with number 12, Lobo wide receiver Caleb Medford. We're talking football. We're going to take a little side track here for a minute. Education. And that's one of our things. We want people to understand that by creating NIL opportunities, it's just not about production on the court or on the football field. It's about contributing to the culture here at New Mexico, and it's in the classroom. So you're quite accomplished in the classroom. You graduated college.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and when was that?
It was in May of last year.
Okay, so you got a degree. What's your degrrie?
I got a degree in liberal arts.
Okay, so and you're still playing football,
yes, sir.
And you're still taking classes.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of classes are you taking now?
Right now, I'm taking just like some normal classes, but then once we get into the next semester, I'll be taking more of like business classes. So I'm might get a certificate in project management. I mean,
Okay.
and so that's what I'm doing right now.
So, post football, whenever that is, whether it's next year, 5 years from now, what's Caleb Medford going to be doing with his education?
With my education, hopefully be a coach or just be able to work at a gym maybe. I want to be able to really just help kids that were in my situation to be able to just get to the next level. That's what I want to do.
Well, when you say in your situation, what's that mean?
So I didn't necessarily just have like training or like just the coaches that really pushed me to get to where I need to be. Really had just my family, and like I might have maybe one mentor, but other than that, I didn't really just have like the necessary resources. Where I'm from in Henderson, Texas, got to drive 2 hours to go to like a training facility, which is all the way in Dallas. Like all those intangibles that were not necessities where I was at was just very hard. So I really was just doing it on my own. And now what I learned, I would love to just give that back.
That's awesome. All right, so we want to just talk a little bit about. Let's go to the coaching staff now. If you follow UNM athletics, you know all about Coach Mendenhall and the staff. All of these guys have either worked or played for him. Most of them played for him. Also, as an old timer, what you get when you meet the coaches is how young they are.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk. Who are the two coaches that you work with mostly?
So my coach is Coach Simon and then Coach Cliff.
Okay. Now those dudes could still play.
Oh yeah, to this day. Yes, they could.
Did they tell you that?
Oh no, you can just tell.
They don't remind you that. Okay.
They definitely be like, oh yeah, you see, if I was in this situation, I'd be doing this. Like, I'm all right. Okay.
So tell us a little more. Like, what's their approach? How is their approach different than where you've been before?
I would say just the realism, like just being in our shoes at one point in time. And then with Coach Simon, like he has a different style to how he teaches how to coach or how he teaches his players. And I would say like those were the two biggest things for me is just how he soaks up the game and how knowledgeable he was. And so is Cliff, and he's learning from Coach Simon as well. So, and I think with Coach Mendenhall and Coach Beck, which is our offensive coordinator, I think they have great like blueprints there. So I think that's the biggest thing for him, just, you know, having his style, but also learning on the fly too.
So, all right, let's go. Now we jumped up to Coach Mendenhall and Coach Beck. You guys have put up some really big numbers.
Big numbers.
And a lot of that's, obviously it's talent. You got to have talent to move the ball down the field. But your schemes are pretty outrageous.
Outrageous.
Talk about why they're outrageous. I mean, to me as a football fan, I'm like, whoa. But like, what as a receiver in the mix, what's it like?
I think it's being around like-minded people, and I think that's what, you know, Coach Mendenhall's staffs from the years that before he came here, that's what they all were. Like, they all was on one accord, and Coach Beck, like, he used a lot of creative excitement, which is, like, one of the pillars that we talk about with the power of choice. And, like, what he does is just, he's very knowledgeable of, like, what he wants to do. And what players are in certain roles, certain packages, like it's just a lot that you can do, and it's hard to stop us.
It is
obviously.
Hard. All right, I heard somebody else talk about the power of choice. Does that come from the coaching staff? You hear about?
It comes from right up top to Coach
So
Mendenhall.
talk about that. What does that mean?
So the power of choice is, you know, not everybody can force you to do something. Not everybody, like, you always have a choice in life, and like that's one of the biggest things he talks about. And like there's a lot of levels that go to it, but the highest on that was the creative excitement part. And the creative excitement is just, you know, having this tenacity, having this energy that's not like you being forced, not like you don't want to be here. Like, that's one of the biggest things, like, he's done, you know, put on us, and it's all like part of our mindset now. Like, it's engraved in us, and with the earn not given, like, that's real. And that's one thing I respect about him is that he hasn't lied to none of us. He's gonna be straight up, and it's very real and authentic.
And that's up top.
That's very up top. Yes, sir.
It comes right down quickly, though, right?
Yes,
that
sir.
message is clear.
Yes, sir.
And he is there. He's not handing the message down. He gives you that message directly.
Directly.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. All right. So we've got some other weapons on this team. Quarterback, D4, looks pretty good.
Man.
Now we've seen our man, Mr. Saunders there, break out all of a sudden.
Yes, sir.
Who else is going to come up? Anybody else ready to make an impact?
And I would say just those guys are key players, especially with Devin. Like, I mean, you can't replace a quarterback that's good as him. Can't lie. Like, he's phenomenal. And then with Eli stepping up when Nakari Rogers went down, which those two and Javen Jacobs, those guys are very, very powerful, and they help our team. And just the energy they bring, those guys are very capable. And, like, I would say just, you know, Nick Trujillo, the Michael Buckley, Ryan Davis, like, we have a ton of talent. And
we're seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
And also, just one shout out. We're going to go up against the break before we come back for our final segment. We'll talk a little bit about Saturday's game. But I saw a stat today. The offensive line has been responsible for 0 sacks this year.
Yes, sir.
Number 1 in the country. Incredible. All right, Caleb Medford, number 12. He's going to hang out. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Once more, third and final segment. We're here with number 12, Lobo wideout, Caleb Medford, college graduate, junior, still has another year eligibility, 505sports.org, retain. All right, bowl eligibility, need 2 wins.
Need it.
Got 2 tough games. Well, one's on the road. Road games are already, no matter who you play, those are always a little strange, a little tough. Playing against team out of the Pac-12.
Yes, sir.
Lost once to Boise State, Washington State. Tough task. It looks like the odds makers think they're almost 2 touchdowns better.
Yeah.
What do we got to do to get this game?
Just do what we do best, and that's play football. Honestly, and just not overthinking, just going out there and just being the hungrier team. And like we talk about being desperate, which is like one of the biggest things that our team has to be is if you really want it, how bad do you really want it? Like that's what it is. And so, I mean, to this point, I think that we have a great chance. Like I think everybody in that locker room knows and the facility knows that we have a great chance to beat Washington State. Okay, so we all believe that. If you watch this team, get out there this weekend if you're in town. Go. Please. Let's go. Help these guys out. All right, so what does the week look like? It's no different, Washington State or Montana State or New Mexico State. The prep is basically the same. Exactly.
So you guys came back from a big win. You didn't come back till the next day. You're off Sunday. What happens Monday?
Monday, we just go back in there and ain't nothing changed. Same thing, special teams meeting. And just going through what our normal little walkthroughs are, like what we're thinking about running. And so that's really it. Nothing changes.
So Tuesday, now we're on Wednesday, you got to practice this afternoon.
I do.
Okay, and each day you've got practice in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now you have to understand, these guys are going to school. So practice isn't like a walk in the park.
Nah.
Those practices are tough. They're long. Will you practice indoors or outdoors in this weather?
Right now we're practicing outdoors and we're practicing our stadium because we want to protect home.
Right.
That's what we're
You
doing.
got to keep it as close. All right. So do you wind down at the end of the week? How does that look as you get to? What's Friday like?
What's Friday like? Just going in there, it's nice chill and a little walkthrough. Just it's perfect Friday though. Like at the end of the day, like we got to get everything right. If we do it wrong, got to do it again. So like that, it's got to be perfect. So that's what Friday is, just attention to detail and just being perfect.
And Coach Mendenhall's right in the middle of all that.
Oh yeah.
Right. In the
Oh
middle.
yeah. Right in the middle.
So one of the favorite things that we've seen, if you watch online, you've seen it. I've been fortunate to stick my head in the locker room after a win. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen after a game. What is that deal with the sledgehammer? Talk about that. If you haven't seen it, get online, go to YouTube, look at Lobo post-game win. What do we call that?
That's our victory. That's the victory right there. I mean, Coach Mendenhall's had that in for many years, and nothing really changed with that. Just going in there and just celebrating with your teammates and all that you had to battle, all the things that we went through spring, fall camp. All that is for that moment right there, and it just feels amazing.
So what is that? There's that thing on the
square.
What is that?
It's that opponent. It's the rock that we break. The rock that we break is what we want to do every game. Like we want to be able to accomplish that every game.
That's one of the coolest. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it, go online, YouTube, Lobo post game, Lobo football post game. All right. So now, kind of the season's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about what it takes. You talked about what the team needs to do. You talked about Bronco talking about a little luck.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, one of my most admired people, old businessman, guy who ran the Brooklyn Dodgers, Branch Rickey, a guy who signed Jackie Robinson to a major league contract, used to say luck is the residue of design.
Mm-hmm.
To get lucky, you've got to put all the pieces in the right place.
Exactly.
Are our pieces there?
Oh yeah, I think all of our pieces are there. And we're getting more players back, and just keeping our bodies right is the main thing right now. We're dealing with some adversity right now, but I think it's nothing too crazy though.
Okay. So late on Saturday night, Lobo fans are going to be celebrating?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then we get a week off.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's on to Hawaii.
On to Hawaii.
To get that number 6 win, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Before the season, you think that was going to happen?
Well, not necessarily like saying that it wasn't going to happen. It was going to be tough. And like he made sure like to let us know like this is going to be a tough road. Like, and if you want to be a part of this, then let's hop on board and let's go. Like, that's the main thing. And I think that we have a great chance. I really do. And like I've always believed like we could be great, and that's one of the reasons why I stayed here. And like I really love like this team we have and like the pieces that we got, and we just got to keep on forming and keep going.
All right. Well, we're all excited. Everyone who's in town this weekend, get out there. 7:30 kickoff. I think
Yes,
a little
sir.
late.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get your Uggs, get your jacket, get your little wool hat,
Don't be cold.
get your hand warmers. These guys are out there playing in it, getting hit. Go out and sit in the stands. Maybe have a little warm beverage there on the side. Do your thing, Lobo fans. This is the start of something great. Caleb, great to have you.
Appreciate it.
Look forward to having you back. Want to say thank you.
Yes,
and we're going to do everything we can to see Caleb Medford back next year
Yes,
in a
sir.
Lobo uniform.
Yes, sir.
When instead of over 2.5 wins, it's over 6.5
Oh, yeah.
wins. And we're picked number 3 in the Mountain West, and we're going to win it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. We come to you weekly to ask not only to tell you what we're doing, but to ask for your help. You can buy stock in this Lobo team by joining our movement. All the funds we collect go directly to opportunities for the student athletes. We need your help. We can do this as a whole culture here at UNM and New Mexico. 505sports.org. anything you can do to help. The computer will take $1. We could use your help. Anyway, we're going to be back next week. We'll have lots to talk about then. Thanks for joining us. See you soon. Take care.